everyone. Welcome back to my Spiritual Balance YouTube channel and my Spiritual Balance podcast. Today, I would like to do a video about the triple conjunction that we have coming up in the sign of Taurus. We have the planet Mars, Uranus, and the North Node all meeting up at 18 degrees and 43 minutes of Taurus. This is a really big deal. We're already feeling it. We're already in this energy. I'm doing this recording on July 26th, and we are well into this like shocking, revelatory, unexpected energy. So hopefully this video can just kind of give a little clarity and help us to get some direction and maybe some tools to work through this very intense vibe that we have going on here. So I guess the first thing to talk about is the planet Venus, because Venus is the ruling planet of the sign Taurus. So Venus rules over Taurus and Libra. And the planet Venus is she's the goddess of love and beauty, and about what we enjoy. Venus is all about our pleasure, our enjoyment. Venus is also how we attract things to us. So whatever sign Venus is in your chart is like the flavor of how you would attract, what you want towards you. So Mars is the action-oriented planet, the more masculine planet that's going after things, and Venus is receptive. So how do I pull things in? How do I attract what I want? How do I align to get the things that make me feel good? So Venus is about our value system, what we love, what we value, what we enjoy, about our pleasure. And all of these planets meeting up in the sign of Taurus is a really big deal, because Taurus is a fixed earth sign. So of all of the earth signs, Taurus is the sign that is least likely or willing to change and to have change. And so Mars is all about shaking things up, and the planet Uranus is about change. So when these planets are meeting in the sign of Taurus, it shows that in that part of our charts, in the Taurus part of our charts, but also for any of the fixed signs. So that would be Taurus, Scorpio, Libra, and Aquarius. For any of those signs, that these signs have big changes, big initiations coming in here. So yeah, big shakeup in the energy. We're being launched forward. Destiny is calling us. This can have even though we're not in eclipse season, this can have a really eclipsy kind of a vibe to it, because the planet Uranus kind of has that feeling to it anyway. It's that planet of change and volatility and disruption, looking to the future. So Uranus can kind of flow into that energy of eclipses. The North Node is always involved when we have eclipses, the North and the South Node. This one is the Mars and Uranus are meeting the North Node. So this is about our future. Where are we going? The North Node is it's called the dragon's head in astrology. So if the North Node and the South Node are known as the dragon's head and the dragon's tail. So they were cut in half, and the dragon's head is known for like gobbling things up, because when we're hungry and we're not thinking about it, we're just getting more and more, we're eating, taking things in, going after things that we want. The dragon's head can be insatiable. And then the dragon's tail, which is the bottom half, is where we integrate or release things. So with this energy all happening with the North Node, with Mars being there, Mars is already a very impulsive planet. It's the god of war. It wants to blaze a trail. It wants to push forward and, go where no man or woman has gone before. And then the planet Uranus is about the Great Awakener. Uranus is the lightning bolt. It's that like when we go from being like asleep, like mentally or emotionally, and then something happens to jolt us into this new reality. We have an awakening. We see the world differently. We see things differently. So whatever is coming in here, and I do think that we will feel this really intensely on the world scale. I know everyone is feeling it in their personal lives already. I've had several calls, just being like, what the hell? What is going on here? And so, yeah, we are all feeling it. Or a lot of people I've just heard are talking about just not enjoying this time. Like everything sucks. What's going on? So, and that has a lot to do with this conjunction being in the sign of Taurus, because Venus rules our pleasures, what we love, what we enjoy. So maybe this is a time where maybe the things that are supposed to be really good or feel really good, just it's not there. It's just not feeling as good as we might want it to or expect it to, because Mars, the god of war, Mars is a malefic planet. So and Mars is also in detriment in Taurus, because in Taurus, we're supposed to feel like love and beauty and good times and, good food and good drinks. And with Mars being there, it's kind of like, the angry warrior coming home upset that dinner is not cooked yet. And then with Uranus being there, like, just combustible energy. So yeah, a lot of people are just feeling that kind of frustration, just kind of feeling sad. And maybe, there's been a lot of depression or anxiety about things not feeling good, and like, when will things feel better? That's a big question that I keep getting, like, when does this end? And, conjunctions are beginning points. Conjunctions start a new cycle. So if they're kind of like a sacred marriage, is conjunction energies. So the next time that we'll have Mars meeting up with Uranus will be 2 years from now. So we're initiating something that's going to last 2 years, but then also with the North Node, that's a 18 and a half to 19-year cycle. So this is also something that's going to, whatever happens, whatever comes up now, is also something, we're dealing with it on a 2-year cycle because of Mars, but then we're also dealing with it on a 19-year cycle or 18 and a half year cycle because of the North Node. And then Uranus is 84 years to go around the entire sign. So we have not had Uranus in Taurus for 84 years. So that, so there's cycles within cycles here with the planets. So in 2 years, we'll get a continuing of this story. In 8.5, 9 years, because that's when the nodes will be reversed, we'll get to a next step on that story, and it'll go on and on like that. So yeah, this is just a time of paying attention to what comes in. It's a time for planting seeds, for initiating things. And it is a good time to push forward, to break away from people, from situations, from things that have been holding us down, have been holding us back. Uranus is the rebel. Mars is the god of war. Venus, or the planet Venus, because again, Venus rules the sign of Taurus. If something is not bringing you pleasure, if it's not bringing you joy, if you're not happy, if it's not something that is valuable to you, these planets in this area are going to bring a big wake-up call. It can bring shocks, disruptions, surprises, and with this sort of energy, it can be like a terrible surprise that winds up being something great in the long run. So, while there's a lot of talk about, what's happening in the world, and, with this aspect, there are some things to be aware of. There are, not to be afraid, but there's definitely things to be cautious about. I will be going over some of those, like some of the red flags for this aspect. But, I don't know if you saw in my July video, I was born with a Mars-Uranus opposition. And with this energy, it's that no one can tell you what to do. Like, this is not something that we can control. So those who are trying to exercise control over others, it's not a time that's going to be well received. And so that's, that's something I'm almost allergic to it in my chart. When things become controlling, there's this like deep warrior energy that comes up in me that I have to fight it, even if it's a subtle fight. Because sometimes, through the learning that I've had in my life, there's not always that need to forcefully fight things, even though that does happen too. But, it's just saying no, like just energetically, like putting up that no, putting up that boundary, and just saying, like, I'm not going to play into this game that someone else is trying to do, this game of control. So we may see a lot of people just putting up that boundary, just saying no, choosing themselves, choosing their happiness, choosing to move forward, choosing to break away, break those chains, break those bonds to the past. And this is the most powerful time to do it. So if there's something that you've been holding out on, a big change that you've been scared to make, it's okay to feel afraid. So to be courageous is not courage is not a lack of fear. Courage is when you feel the fear and you do it anyway. And of course, you want to make sure, like, be discerning. Is this something that is truly good for you? If you're making impulsive decisions, impulse reactions, impulse purchases, then you might be sorry, because this energy, like I said, it can take us too far because of that North Node energy. It doesn't know when to stop. Mars is, again, the god of war. It sometimes it doesn't know when to stop. It is helpful that Mars is in Taurus, because that does really slow down Mars's energy. But then Uranus is very fast moving. Uranus is quick, that bolt of lightning, you know, that brings the inspiration, you know, that lightning bolt, or not, like the light bulb moment, and that like we see things in a new way. The veil falls away, and then we can see the truth, we can see the reality. And that's what Uranus wants. Uranus wants us to wake up. It breaks a spell. And oh wow, that's really powerful, actually, breaking the spell. There's something within our own lives, within our society, that the veil will be falling away. This is a time of awakenings. It's a time of people, you know, really seeing what's been going on and really being honest about what's been happening behind the scenes, you know, like the cold, hard reality check. And so does the outer world, is it reflecting our values, our self-worth, our values? So that's really important. So when Mars and Uranus come together, it's an energy of independence, of determination. There's a push for freedom. It's a rush of energy, sudden breakthroughs, courage, defiance, rash, impulsive actions, flashes of anger. This is also a highly sexual energy. And it can be this vibe where we can't get enough, because that's what all of these planets are doing. It's saying, try something new, be different, and I just want more. So do be aware of that. And also be aware that of who we're sharing. If, you know, if it is showing up in a sexual way for you in your chart, who are we choosing to share this energy with? Because all of that is going to be really important. Remember, Mars is in detriment in Taurus. So our impulses can kind of, you know, sometimes take us off track, you know, trip us up, we can make a mistake. And it's something that changes the course of our lives. So do be careful with this energy. Mars and Uranus coming together can be looking for a thrill, erotic emancipations, adventure, speed, flying or rising above, hot-blooded passions, aggression, angry births. So there is the book by Ren Butler, where I'm getting a lot of these archetypes from, and I forget the name of the book, but it's Ren Butler if you want to look it up. It's a great book, and it talks about different planetary combinations that and how they express themselves. So it's been a very handy book just for the different languaging for what the planets are doing and how they're expressing themselves. So the shadow side of this energy is excessive. Like I've been saying, like we can go too far. We can definitely, you know, like shoot ourselves in the foot with this sort of energy. Contention, irritability, impatient, sudden changes, reckless activities, an attraction to danger, boiling volatility, the desire to be the knight in shining armor. And you know, that's definitely something I think that we need to be aware of. It does kind of freak me out whenever Mars and Uranus are coming together, because people can be very impulsive during this time. So also because this is happening in the sign of Taurus, Venus rules beauty. So around this time, people could really want to make big changes to their look, to their appearances, maybe decisions to have plastic surgeries, or just do something radical, to do something wild. Like, I need a change, so I'm gonna shave my head. You know, like you may not love it because Venus is what we love and Mars is there, Uranus is there. It's like a shock, like, oh, I didn't know it would go that way. So, you know, not the best time to be impulsive in a way that has like long-term effects. So, but at the same time, we don't want to run away from these changes that maybe life is calling for us to make. So again, that's where discernment is going to be really important. With energy like this, if we can focus in, if we could really use our our skills and use our passions to drive us forward. What brings us the highest level of happiness? What is our highest good? It can really take us to a new level. So Uranus is also a planet that has to do with like extraterrestrial energy. It's also about sudden disruptions. So earthquakes, earth changes, power outages, issues about travel and aviation, all of these things fall under Uranus. So we may see, just things pop up around those themes during this time. We do want to be careful for natural disasters because, like I said before, Taurus is a fixed Earth sign. So when you have the planet of disruption and eruption coming into fixed Earth, it's like the earth beneath our feet can shift, can change. Again, Mars, the god of war, bringing action, like stirring the pot on a level that can be just really big for us. So yeah, this is just such an important time to lean in on destiny. Where have we been stuck? Where do we want to break through? Where do we want to get to a new level with ourselves, with our thinking, with our minds? Uranus can help us to expand the mind. So even in a time like this, something that I like working with is working with my left hand. So I'm right-handed. And so just doing things that can create like new pathways in the brain, if you usually take a certain route home, try a different way. If you usually, do things with your right hand, try using your left hand, just trying to like shake things up, try and think about things in a new and different way. Challenge yourself to break through any restrictions that you've placed on yourself. I mean, so often we decide like, oh yeah, I could never do that. And then it's there can be times where like, well, is that true? And why do I think I can't do it? So it's really good during these times to challenge ourselves. If you've always wanted to do something, but convinced yourself that you can't, this might be a good time to re-examine that and see if maybe we just jumped the gun on a judgment and, we didn't have the full understanding of what we're doing. So kind of giving ourselves a second chance. So all of this energy in Taurus will also be opposing opposite of the South Node in Scorpio. So again, the South Node is where we've been, we're things that we've already accomplished, what we're good at, things that we have, it's also where we go to like be comfortable. When we go back to the South Node, it's like, we know this area, we've been here, done that, we feel good about it, we have our confidence here. So, but it's the past. It's like I said, been there, done that. So with this energy, we're being pulled away. The focus on the past is ready to be cut. And that's what Mars does. Mars severs, it cuts. So, maybe we're ready to cut ties with the past, cut ties with a belief system. Like I said before, jobs, people, groups, and maybe even a value system that no longer applies to us. So we're ready to cut that cord and move forward. So yeah, it's a big time. It's really important that we be gentle with ourselves. And like I said, like 5 times, like use your discernment because things are rocking and rolling. And so we have this exact conjunction on August 1st. So, look to your chart. Where do you have Taurus in your chart? If you are a fixed sign, so Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, this will be affecting you most directly, especially Taurus and Scorpio. And if you have any planets any planets at 18 degrees or, anywhere around 18 degrees, so 5 degrees on either side, you'll want to pay attention, look for any planets or important angles in your chart at those degrees at that point, because it'll be, you'll have a bigger impact for your life, for your chart. Mostly, I think that out in the world will just be a really, really wild place. And the thing with Uranus is that, it is said that we can't predict with Uranus. Whatever you think is going to happen, it's going to be something else that happens. So, yeah, that's the best that we can do is just hang loose with this energy. This is very anxiety producing time because Uranus also rules anxiety. It rules the nervous system. Again, Mars, the god of war, meeting up with Uranus. It can be too much energy. Taurus is about the physical body and the five senses. So we may feel like there's pulsing energy moving through our bodies. Things like restless leg syndrome could be acting up now, panic attacks, anxiety attacks, digestive trouble could be acting up now, because remember, most of our nerve endings end in the stomach area and the gut area. So, upset stomachs or anything like that could be from anxiety that are causing these disruptions in our bodies. Uranus wants us to upgrade. So anytime that we're getting this sort of a physical upgrade, it's hard on our bodies. The body is in 3D, Uranus is 5D. So we're trying to like raise the vibration of the flesh. And that's not an easy thing to do. So while some people are feeling like super anxious and energy is pulsing and flashes of anger, and they just got to get this energy out through exercise, yelling, fighting, sex, whatever it is, on the flip side of that, a lot of people could be extremely depressed. They can feel stuck. It can be this like festering energy. And so do be careful for that. Find an outlet for your energy. This, because it's all happening in the sign of Taurus, maybe getting into arts and crafts, more creative work. And again, if you've never been this kind of person, if you've never been interested in crafts or painting or creativity or dance, anything like that, don't limit yourself. This is not the time to limit yourself. This is the time to put yourself out there, try something new. Don't believe any of the shit that you've told yourself before, because it's time. This is the time. Don't be held back. Don't be held down. Break free, rebel against others, rebel against yourself, and be free. That's what Uranus wants us to be. It wants us to be free. It wants us to be happy. It wants us to innovate forward. This is all about the future. Where are we headed in the future? And sometimes in order to get to that brighter future, we have to look at the deteriorating present circumstances. So Taurus also rules our food, what we put in our body, what we put in our mouths, what we eat. So the food shortages could continue. And again, remember, this is a part of a longer cycle. So we can see phases where the food shortages continue. And so it is good to be prepared on that level. You may need to have some extra supplies, especially of the things that you really love, that you really value, that you need to have in your life. So I forgot where I was going with that. It was like on a different trend. Yeah, just take good care of yourself, of your family, protect yourself. And yes, I mean, sit back and, well, maybe don't sit back, but while you're pursuing your dreams, take a look around, see what's happening in the world. We're in a time of, this is the time of huge changes. I think this is really the big aspect of the year. The next big aspect of the year that we'll have coming in way too soon for my liking is Mars retrograde in Gemini. So that will be happening at the end of October. And that's like a whole other set. So Mars is really getting us off of our butts. We've been stagnant the last couple of years with COVID and all the lockdowns and everything. And Mars is going to be kicking up now. Mars is getting us moving. So, so that's what I got lost on, because I was talking about the upgrade to our senses. So we may notice these like extra senses popping up, our extrasensory abilities, all of the clairs could really be highlighted right now, getting upgraded, going to the next level. Good spiritual hygiene is incredibly important during this time. Make sure that you are doing your protection work. Make sure you are clearing the energy from your body, from your energetic field, from your aura at the end of every day. If you've been out in the world, if you've been dealing with people, if you're a healer, if you're a therapist, whatever you do, make sure that you're clearing this energy at the end of the day. Get it out of your body. So go for a swim, take a nice shower, and envision this other people's energy or anything that you took on during the day. Imagine it going down the drain into the, down the drain, leaving your house. And I like to make sure, like, envision it in colors. So I see the colors that are being washed off of my body from things I've absorbed all day. You can go outside, be barefoot outside. Nature is the best way to help us to integrate the new energies coming in, but also to clear the energies of the day. So I have some big rocks around my house. I go sit outside barefoot. I put my hands and my feet on the rocks and just imagine all of that energy draining out into the rocks. The earth knows what to do with it. So, I'm not worried about sharing that energy with nature. Nature knows, nature is the master healer. It knows what to do. So yeah, let's upgrade it. Let's upgrade our lives. Let's upgrade our thinking. Let's upgrade our energies. Let's start integrating new ways to push forward, to move ahead, to be happy. I wish everyone a very safe and happy triple conjunction between Mars, Uranus, and the North Node. And I'm really happy to see that on August 2nd, the planet Venus, Venus is currently in Cancer. So what's interesting is that, also interesting, this is all, to me, this is all incredibly interesting. So Venus is in Cancer. So at the moment of this conjunction at 18 degrees, Venus in Cancer will also be at 18 degrees. So Venus is sending this like supportive energy up to Uranus, Mars, and the North Node. So they're all vibrating at this 18 degrees, which is incredibly significant. Venus likes being in Cancer. Venus is supported there. So this does help with the energy a bit. And even if August 1st is like a wild and tough and crazy day, by August 2nd, Venus will sextile exactly to Uranus in Taurus and then sextile Mars in Taurus. So there's something of like a soothing, cooling balm that we get after all of the harshness and the intensity. Venus in Cancer comes in with, a bowl of soup and a snuggly blanket and gives us a kiss on the forehead and makes us feel better. So and I mean, of course, the month of August is like a huge month, but it is so nice to see that after this really intense day on August 1st, that by August 2nd, we have some of that cooling, soothing, loving, gentle energy coming in to give us a little support and to help get us back on our feet. And hopefully, like I said, it's a good transit for everyone. And I will be sending lots of love and positive energy out into the world, because I do believe that makes a huge difference. The energy that we put out into the world makes an enormous amount of difference. One person can create a huge change. So if we all join in together with the energy of love and peace and happiness, I think that we can change the world. So I truly believe that. And I look forward to making the world a better place with all of you. So thank you so much for listening in. And I can't wait to come back. I'm actually going to start working on my August forecast. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon. Please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, follow my podcast. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can go on my website. It is www.itsabalance.org. I have online booking, so you can just go ahead and schedule your appointment with me. And I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Thank you. Bye.